Hey guys, Jeff Holman with Intellectual Strategies. I just shared with you the video that I sent out on October 7th to my advisor group, and I wanted to share with you the response I got back from Mike Marks with Invention City. He's got a ton of great resources. I've already shared that with you before. And when I said, if you remember right, what I asked for was, hey, if you know how to run surveys on products, I'd love some insight. And so Mike, true to his good assisting nature, as always, came back and said, "Hey, here's what I suggest. I suggest doing an animated video for a survey because it costs a lot less normally, and it depends on the type of prototype you've got, right? If you're doing some very difficult prototype or something you can't 3D manufacture real quick or sew up or mock up quickly, then you want to do a 3D prototype. I completely agree with that." In my case, I actually looked for 3D prototypes or 3D renderings, and people came back and said, well, we actually need the panel layout on your bag so we can make the 3D prototype. In other words, they needed somebody to design the whole bag before they could create a 3D prototype, which I didn't quite understand, to be honest. That was when I went onto Fiverr or Freelancer or something like that to look for people to make 3D renderings. So I don't think I did that right, but that's okay. In my case, I did the second thing here, which is making a working prototype, and I'll share more about that process with you later. So he said, make a short video, send it out, and be sure to ask questions. He and I have talked about this separately since too. Be sure to ask questions that will help you in filtering results and identifying a core target market. And be sure to ask the critical questions. Don't just say, hey, what do you think about my bag? But say, would you buy this product for X dollars? And would you buy it today, soon, maybe in the future, or never? Because that's really the question you want to know. Will you buy the bag? Now, I'll jump ahead a little bit and let you know I didn't ask that question exactly like that in my first survey because I didn't even tell them what my project was yet. I told them I asked for feedback about the problem, not about the solution. My second survey, I sort of asked that, but I didn't ask it completely because I didn't have a working prototype yet. I only had a couple drawings that I put together. And I'm a little afraid, frankly, that I wouldn't get a good response based on just drawings when people can't see the actual solution. So I hadn't done that in my first two surveys. The survey I'm going to run here right after the new year is going to be exactly that question, as intimidating as it seems. But be sure to ask that question. As a benchmark, we found that 50% yes on today plus soon is very encouraging. I love that because Mike has experience filtering through products, picking up products to actually manufacture and license and commercialize. And so to go with that, I mean, I wouldn't have known what kind of yes I need to get, what kind of response I need to get to be a positive response. But I have that now, and I really appreciate Mike's input on that survey question right there. So anyway, just wanted to share that with you. I thought it was really interesting and important information to have. Your market might be the same, might be a little different. Think about what types of questions you're asking, and think about how you ask that question. Would you buy this product for $100 today or soon? And see what kind of response you get. Anyway, I'll fill you in more on a few other things. I did want to mention I got a phone call. I have my notes from back in October that I got a phone call from Shane Willard, my good friend. And he and I believe we had like a 45-minute conversation about next steps. I can't recall exactly. I think what he said was, hey, we need to set up a website. We need to, this was just coming back to me right now. And I'm so glad. So he was suggesting, hey, let's put together a website. Let's do a mock-up. Let's set up like what might be called a dry run, where you actually offer the bag for sale, run some Facebook ads to it, and see what kind of results we get. And now that I think about that, I think maybe we should do exactly that. I should do a survey with the bag, with the group of people, the two groups of people that I've already been out to, and then I should do a Facebook ad. I think that's a great idea. And I'm really glad that I'm recreating these videos and remembering some of the information that I had apparently forgotten. So you're getting it live right now. Anyway, it's so great to have people like Mike and Shane just to bounce a few ideas off of. I'm not sure without Mike, or I would have necessarily been willing to ask, will you buy my bag today? And I'm not sure that without Shane, I would have been willing to say, yeah, I should actually put some Facebook ads together and a little website and start selling these things. I could actually, now that we think about it, I know what my cost is. I could throw some up and actually sell actual bags pretty quickly, assuming that people want to buy them. I can get them made and I could sell them, the actual bags. And that could be my test for, another $1,000 or so. See if I can sell a couple bags. Gosh, I'm going to have to think about that. Now my brain's turning. I'm going to have to wrap this video up, jot some notes down so that I can think about what I'm going to do right after the new year for kicking off my survey. So anyway, glad to share all this with you. I hope it's helpful. And I'm really glad that you're following along. Now, remember, I'm trying to get people, get this information spread around as far as possible. Tons of inventors need this. And as a reminder, the push for this is not just to create a commercial product that's successful, although I hope that happens. The push for this for me as a patent attorney is really to run through the steps that a lot of my clients go through. And I want to document that process like I'm doing right now, share it with you so that you have some samples to go by, whether it's sample emails that I've written, conversations that I've had, proposals that I've reviewed, whatever that is, right? So you have a kind of an example to follow, and you can follow the good parts. You can ignore the bad parts. This is just live and raw so that you have access to something that someone's done before that you might want to refer back to as you go through your own process. If you like this, please subscribe. And I think there's a button down there you can click on a little bell or something so that you get notifications when new videos are posted, and then you can follow along as these all get posted and you get brought up to speed with where I'm at on the project. Anyway, love to have you subscribe, love to have you follow along. Thanks for doing so right now, and stay in touch. We'll see you shortly. Thanks. Bye.